Hello guys, going to be going over the Friday, May 27th PrizePicks MLB slate. So we got a full slate of games for this Friday, and looking at strikeouts, there's one that I do like. Posted this shortly, just a little bit ago before I started recording on my Twitter. So that's John Gray, 4.5 strikeouts, taking the over on this one. John Gray, he is now out of Coors Field, so he's going to probably have some better luck. He's always been kind of an average guy. Looking at his K rate this year, 51 percentile, but he gets one of the better matchups in Oakland. They haven't been king as much, I would say, as I think when the season started, but they are still eighth, and the difference between like second to eighth, it's only decimal points. So it's only tenths of a point, and Oakland, they're not a good team. WRC plus only at 75, which is second worst. So that's why I'm also going to like the fantasy score play for John Gray at 27.5. So I really like both of these plays. I think that because this A's offense really struggles against righties, you can probably play the pitcher fantasy score. I just lean towards this one a little bit more than the strikeouts because I feel like when you're taking on a team that's projected to not really score runs, then John Gray can just not give up many runs, and somehow he misses his K prop, but because he pitches 6 innings, gets a quality start, possibly the win, he can hit this, but not hit the strikeouts. So I prefer the fantasy score prop over the 4.5 Ks, but I do think that he can hit both, and also I think at 4.5, PrizePicks likes to adjust the strikeout props more, so I think that's going to hit 5 by tomorrow or maybe even tonight. And then another fantasy point projection play is Chase Silseth, 23.5. Taking the under on this one against Toronto. Blue Jays, they're just a very good lineup. And this year, they honestly haven't been playing up to expectations. Like, they're below average, actually, at 17th with a 97 WRC plus so far this year. But remember, Chase Silseth, he's made 2 starts so far this year, and they've both come against the Oakland A's. The A's, as you guys just saw, are one of the worst offensive teams against right-handed pitchers, really worst overall. But Silseth, that doesn't look bad with 3.24 expected ERA, but this Blue Jays team is going to be much better than the A's. And all these numbers are just not going to be like this. I expect Silseth to probably have a rough outing here. He wasn't really someone that is going to stick around in this Angels rotation. That's what Joe Madden said last time after he made his first start. He said he doesn't know what the future holds for him. So this guy's not really someone that probably will go deep into games. And again, just the Blue Jays, like Vlad, he's not really having a great year. Lourdes Gurriel, some of these guys are struggling. And it just seems like this Blue Jays team, they came in with probably one of the better offenses expected to be in the league. And even though Angels are playing at home, I just think for the pitcher that Silseth is, I think his number is still a little too high. Liked it last time when he was starting against the A's at like 32 or something. But again, just the talent, I don't think he's got it. And the Blue Jays are a very tough matchup. So under on Silseth, fantasy points. Hitter fantasy points. So it depends on who the Reds pitcher is, because for Fantasy Labs, I totally do not trust them, but MLB doesn't have one listed, so this is all that I can go off of. Douglas Ashcraft, really don't know too much about him, but when you see a righty on the mound, you know what the Giants are going to do. They're going to stack lefties. And where is this game being played? In Cincinnati, one of the best hitter ballparks in the majors, actually better than Coors right now. And Jock Peterson is on a tear. 6.5, he definitely has that pinch hit risk always, but if these Giants can definitely rack up a big lead, they're going to just allow these guys to continue to play. Doesn't matter if it's lefty-lefty. So I'm going to take Jock Peterson's over as long as it's not a lefty starter or a good righty starter, but I don't expect the Reds to really throw someone that's really good out there today. Huge ballpark upgrade. And not going to be a lock, though, because, again, there is pinch hit risk. So gonna need to revisit this one later when the Reds do officially announce a starter. And then we're going to go all the way to the Rangers with 2 guys in Marcus Semien and Mitch Garver. So both of these are going to be overs, 6 and 5.5 against Cole Irvin. Cole Irvin he struggles. I mean, he really struggles a lot, and or particularly against righties. He's been pretty good against lefties, but taking a look, I mean, just individually, Texas as a team, I should say, 13th in WRC plus 106, and that's much better than they are against righties. Irvin, a lot of blue, someone that has had pretty good luck, but he should be giving up a lot more damage as season goes on. His splits are pretty insane. Righty, lefty, the whip, everything. And then you look at last year, 18 homers compared to 5. Of course, factoring inning sample, but just someone who gives up a lot of power to righties. And both Semien and Garver. Semien, someone who has really struggled this year, but is playing a little bit better as of late. Also can steal. He's got some speed. So if he's able to do that, 6 is definitely going to be obtainable. And then Garver, 5.5, a really good bat, one of the better hitting catchers. Not so much defensively, but Oakland, just the righty-lefty matchup. Garver's been really good at those. Not the best ballpark to be playing in, but I think that's already been factored in with these lower projections. And then the runs and RBIs, hits and walks, not really liking anything right now. Total bases not up yet, same with home runs. So taking a look at runs and RBIs, Trevor Story is going to be available for us again, and going to take the over. This is my favorite prop of the day. The Red Sox have a 5.7 implied run total. Back at home, hitter-friendly ballpark, 69 degrees, 14-mile winds, blowing out towards center. So very good hitting weather there, great ballpark, and Trevor Story, just someone who is absolutely on fire right now. And this prop, if it's going to continue to be here, I'm going to keep taking the over. Miles Straw, also someone who I'm really interested in. Probably my second favorite behind Story, but there's definitely a gap. For Straw, they're taking on Alex Fado. He is not supposed to be a good pitcher. Having good success so far, as you can see, with a 3 ERA only. But again, he's had some really good matchups. This one, not like the worst, but Miles Straw, he walks a ton for a leadoff guy. Gonna need to check the weather too, but leadoff guy with Rosario, who's hitting second now, Jose Ramirez, a very good batter, who can definitely drive him in. So really like this one. Starlin Marte, the next guy at 0.5, of course. Against Philly. Philly is rolling out most likely like a bullpen game, but weather here as well. But you got winds blowing out 13 miles towards center. 4.4 run total. Marte's back as the 2-hole hitter. Righty-lefty matchup. Not really something that is favorable for Marte because he has reverse splits, but you've got to take a guy who's going to be hitting behind Nimmo, who gets on base a ton, Lindor and Alonso's power. So that all looks pretty good for Marte. Remember it's Starlin because I think Cattell, he has a prop too. So make sure you pick the right Marte. Next one's going to be Michael Brantley at 0.5. Really liking this one. Leaning towards putting this one as a lock. So I guess I should say Brantley is the second favorite run and RBI prop, and then Straw's behind Brantley. They're taking on Chris Flexen. If you've been watching my videos, you know how I love attacking Chris Flexen. Just someone who's protected by his home ballpark. He's back at home today, but we saw what the Phillies did to him at home. He's just not a good pitcher. He pitches to contact, not going to strike a lot of guys out. Brantley already does not strike out, and he's hitting behind Altuve, who gets on base. Bregman should be having a better year. Numbers will come. And then Yordan Alvarez, one of the better hitters in all of baseball. So I think this run total is actually too low. And Brantley just being at the 2 spot, I think it's a really good situation for him to hit the over on this one. And then 2 more. That's going to be Rangers, Seager and Semien. So they're going to be probably the 1 and 2 hitters. Seager, he's really good against lefties as well. So really not concerned about the lefty-lefty matchup, but I would say these are more leans, but I do like attacking Cole Irvin with righties, so that's why I'm gonna have Semien here again. But with the 6 projection, I think maybe I might lean towards taking that over this one, but of course I'm still interested in it. That's why I'm gonna give it. And then with Seager, just lefty-lefty, he has been really good. He actually has hit better, I believe, against lefty this year. So, yeah, just the best hitter for the Rangers. So that's why, of course, if I'm including Semien, I'm going to include Seager as well, attacking Cole Irvin, even though of the ballpark. So those are going to be the plays for today. Again, the locks, Trevor Story, Michael Brantley, my favorite ones, and then thinking about putting John Gray as well. And then going to have to wait for the Reds pitcher because I do want to play Jock Peterson, even though there's a pinch hit risk. Just the ballpark it's too good for hitters here. So gotta definitely need to make some updates to this tomorrow afternoon. First game's at 3:40 Pacific time, so we definitely have a lot of time. We're gonna get pretty much all the lines before the first game even starts. So happy Friday, everyone. Good luck on the slate, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.